Hi guys, and welcome to the Ace Tanker for the ARL-44, the Tier 6 French heavy tank. I'm almost done with this tank, thank goodness. It's not that it's a bad tank to play, but it's just not that much fun. It's not exactly fast, and the armor isn't great on it. But the gun is pretty good. You've got a 90mm with 212mm of penetration, to 240 alpha damage, and that's more than enough to deal with tanks of your own tier, tanks of tier 7, and even tanks at tier 8, as you're about to see in this game, because we have ended up on Ensk. It's a 66%er, so I do want to be quite aggressive, but I'm bottom tier. I'm in a tier 6 tank, along with Bringy, platoon with Bringy, also in a tier 6 A43, in a very, very tier 8 game. In fact, most of the tanks on either side are tier 8. There's only one tier 7 on either side, and then the remaining tanks are tier 6s. But even the remaining tier 6s on the enemy team are 3 Hellcats and one unfortunate Wolverine who platooned with a Hellcat. So really, really tough enemy team. Lots of tier 8s, and even their tier 7 and tier 6s are pretty tough tanks. So I want to be aggressive, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm very, very happy with this game. It was played off stream, so it's the first time you guys will have seen this. And let's just get going. So the ARL can side scrape, and that's what I want to do. And if you watched a recent stream of mine, you may have seen me go into this position a couple of times, because this is a fantastic position I take up here if the enemy team are aggressive. Unfortunately, the last couple of times I've gone here, the enemy team haven't been aggressive, and as a result, I've ended up doing next to no damage. So there's an IS-3 who's advanced, there's a Hellcat, and it looks as if the enemy team are being aggressive. So I'm in this side-scraping position. This Hellcat pokes. Missed my track shot, but there's my first damage done. I'm wondering if this Hellcat's going to poke again. And the enemy team are being really aggressive. So I notice a Wolverine coming across. Get a shot into the Wolverine. So the DPM on the gun isn't great. It's got an 843 reload, but Tiger 2 is going to be moving across. Now there's a T-150, and I get a shot into his lower glacis. So I thought I was side angled, thought I was side scraping, but T-150 managed to get a shot in. So I changed my angle and wait for the T-150 to advance again, get another shot in, and you could see why I like this position. There we go. Finally bounced the T-150. Side scraping worked. So this is a really, really strong position when the enemy team are being aggressive. So it looks like a lot of the enemy team have come into town. Bringy's just taken out a Hellcat. So I'm just being patient. Oh, and there we go. There's a Borsig that just tried to drive across the gap. Yeah, so it's really annoying. I played a game, as I say, on a recent stream where I was sitting here and I was telling the viewers that this is such a strong position, but the enemy team decided to be very, very defensive. There's another shot into the T-150 and we pull into cover. But if the enemy team are being defensive, you don't get any damage done from this position, but when they're being aggressive, you get lots and lots of damage done. I'm already up to 1400 damage. So, still wondering. Yeah, it looks as if the Pershing might be advancing. I'm debating whether or not to leave this corner to try and get more shots. My team are advancing up the one line, so I don't think I'm going to have any joy here. Okay, there's a Super Pershing advancing, and now there's a Pershing, and there we go. Another shot into the side of a tier 8 tank. And is he going to retreat? He is. And there we go. There's kill number 1. Bringy's up to 3 kills now, but I'm up to 1700 damage. So there's a Tiger 2. I've decided to advance. He's being pushed on all sides. Tiger P and a KV-4 dealing with him. So come around the corner and take him out for kill number 2. I'm up to 2,000 damage. Tier 6, Tier 8 game. So AT-15 is stopping where I can shoot his cupola. And there we go, another shot in. And now there's a super Pershing. So I'm trying to get shots on his turret. He's retreating. Get a shot in just over his spaced armor. And there's a shot into his side. So 2,710 damage. Wondering if I'm going to get any more damage, but he retreats, he gets taken out. There are still 3 tanks left on the enemy team. 2 Hellcats and a Carnarvon. Carnarvon's been spotted in the enemy spawn. But really happy with the damage output. Not too many kills in this game so far. Okay, ISU 152 gave the Carnarvon the good news, and just 2 Hellcats left. They're in the field, they're on the 9-0 line somewhere. I've got 517 hit points, so I can take 2 hits. And they're both good players, so I'm a little bit hesitant about moving around here, because basically they will focus fire. They are platooned. So I'm going to be trying to side scrape this corner. Bringy has come up to join me. Hellcat was last spotted on the A line. I'm wondering if he's still here, but no sign of him. Okay, 1 Hellcat's been spotted south. The other Hellcat's still in the field, so trying to move forward, trying to get shots. Go for a blind shot. Our team are capping. There's only not 20 seconds, 13 seconds left in this game. 2 enemy tanks remaining and our team decide to cap. So 1 last chance to do damage, and I bounce on the Hellcat. No time to reload and fire again. So that was the ace tanker in the ARL 44, along with a Confederate medal. Bringy and I both had pretty good games. We both finished top on XP. So I finished up with 1127 XP. Bringy finished second with 986. 2 tier 6 tanks in a tier 8 game. I did 2,710 damage. So basically I came top on damage. So a really nice game, and that's why I love that spot on Ensk. When the enemy team are being aggressive, you can get a lot of damage done. Unfortunately, on the flip side, when the enemy team are being really defensive, unfortunately it's not such a good spot, and a game can pass you by before you can do any major damage. But 2 kills. I took 14 shots, 13 hits, 12 penetrations. The gun on the ARL 44 is a pretty good gun. I damaged 8, destroyed 2, and earned 39,000 credits for that game. 1690 with a premium account times 2 for the first game of the day left me on 3,380. So I'm almost done with the ARL 44. I'm very close to unlocking the Tier 7 AMX and looking forward to that particular tank. I don't know whether I should be or not, but yeah, really happy with that game. Really happy to give the ARL 44 a good workout and just show you guys how deadly the gun on this tank can be. Unfortunately, you don't always have games that good in this tank. It is a relatively big target, the armor isn't great, and when you do get into higher tier games, the higher tier tanks tend to chew you to bits, but that was just one of those one in a million games where I got into a good position, and thankfully, the enemy team obliged me by driving in front of my gun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.